Audio Jungle.
Farmer confesses to relatives' murder. A farmer has been slapped with several charges after allegedly killing his relative and leaving the body overnight. 27-year-old Alton Levy, otherwise called Dudap, of Rock Hall, St. Andrew, has been charged with murder, using a firearm to commit an offense, possession of a prohibited weapon, and unauthorized possession of ammunition, following the shooting death of 33-year-old Fabian Carr, otherwise called Pop, of Burkwood District. Reports from the Constant Spring Police are that on Monday, March 17, about 8 a.m., the police received information about a body seen in a house in the Burkwood community. The lawmen visited the location, and Carr was seen lying on his back in a pool of blood with multiple gunshot wounds. An investigation was launched, and Levy turned himself into the police on Thursday and confessed to the offense. It was revealed that about 7:30 p.m. on Sunday, March 16, Levy and Carr had a disagreement which escalated into a physical fight, during which Levy brandished a firearm and opened gunfire at Carr, hitting him in the head and upper body. He later brought the police to where he hid the murder weapon and gave a statement thereafter. He was formally charged on Monday, April 7. His court date is being finalized. Saint Anne man charged with murder of 1-year-old girl. A 35-year-old Saint Anne man has been charged in connection with the death of a 1-year-old girl who was found unresponsive in a tub of water in Golden Grove last Tuesday. According to the police, a postmortem performed on Alia Michaels on Thursday, April 3rd, revealed that the infant died from blunt force trauma to the head. Joseph is reported the child's stepfather subsequently turned himself in and allegedly confessed to the crime. He has since been charged with murder. His court date is currently being finalized. Reports from the St. Anne's Bay Police are that on Thursday, March 27, the child was left in the care and protection of Joseph. It is reported that on Tuesday, April 1, the man was bathing the child in the bathtub and that he left the toddler in the tub and she was subsequently found unresponsive. It is further reported that the man took the child to a health center and told medical personnel that she became unresponsive during the bath. A medical team attempted to resuscitate baby Alia, however, she remained unresponsive. She was transported to St. Anne's Bay Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. An investigation was launched into the child's death. Police constable collapses and dies in St. Thomas. The St. Thomas police are investigating the sudden death of a colleague who collapsed while walking in the parish on Tuesday night. He has been identified as Constable Jason Beckford of the St. Thomas Police Division. Reports are that about 8 p.m., Beckford was walking along the Hampton Court Main Road in Golden Grove, St. Thomas, when he collapsed. He was taken to the Princess Margaret Hospital where he was pronounced dead. JFJ concerned about police and soldiers wearing masks and balaclavas during operations. Human rights lobby group Jamaican for Justice JFJ has expressed concern about soldiers and police officers wearing masks while on operations. This after it received several reports that members of the security forces have been observed wearing face masks and balaclavas while conducting police duties. In a statement, Executive Director of JF James Jackson called on the Jamaica Defense Force JDF and the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF leadership to publicly disclose any protocol concerning the wearing of masks and balaclavas during general public duties or planned or tactical operations. Ms. Jackson said it is critical that citizens have a reliable means of identifying officers wearing such coverings. This ensures that they can report misconduct to the JCF, JDF, the Independent Commission of Investigations INDECOM, and relevant oversight bodies when misconduct is alleged. Ms. Jackson states that the inability of persons to clearly identify officers by their means, such as badge or numbers, jeopardize public safety and accountability, leaving victims of alleged abuse without justice. She also cited a 2020 Zone of Special Operation case in which charges could not be recommended by INDECOM against soldiers allegedly involved in an assault, partly because at least one JDF officer wore a mask obscuring identification. Ms. Jackson suggested that the JCF and JDF emulate what has been done in Trinidad since 2022 with the country's police putting a ban on the wearing of balaclavas with tactical gear in a bid to curb impersonation.
These are things that we have also observed ourselves, and we're quite concerned about that increase wearing of the face mask and the balaclavas. And the reasons are quite simple for us. When we look at some of the officers who are masked or balaclava clad, what you see is an absence of discernible badges, numbers, or other identifiers. In some instances, you may have the police vehicle parked close by where you could look at the license plate and so on. But it is still important wherein if there is an alleged police or officer misconduct, the person can actually identify the specific officer who they have alleged to have done something unlawful. Given some of the issues that we have also witnessed here at GFJ, for example, we supported a client where in a 2020 incident within one of the zones of special operations, the person had indicated that he was abused by one of the officers. We just got a ruling from Indicom a couple of weeks ago, and Indicom had indicated that part of the reasons for them not making a recommendation for charges to be laid or any disciplinary action is because the threshold was not met for there to be an appropriate identification of the officer who was allegedly involved in the police abuse. So very important for these protocols to be made public. So at least as citizens, we are aware of what exactly is governing the use of the mask. And we just ensure that if it is, they are being worn, we have to ensure that they're visible identifiers and you document the operational necessity for it. The reality as well is that we have also seen instances wherein it's difficult for citizens to distinguish between lawful personnel as well as potential imposters. For example, there was a situation recently where one of the police stations it was broken into and police gears were apparently stolen. We can look to Trinidad, where in 2022 the wearing of the mask and the balaclavas with tactical gear was actually outlawed. So I think it's important that the Commissioner of Police and the Chief of Defense Staff of the JDF shares whatever public documents, protocols that they have governing the wearing of masks and balaclavas, whether it is due to dust nuisance or in certain operations, we don't want to speculate.
Jamaica records 35% reduction in murders. Jamaica recorded a 35% dip in murders over the first quarter of this year, one of several categories of major crimes that saw significant reductions over the period, the latest police statistics have revealed. Between January 1 and April 5th, the police recorded 191 murders, a decrease of 107 when compared with the corresponding period last year, according to the data published by the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Shootings are down 26%, while rapes are down 57%, the data showed. That's a big deal, said Minister of Information Dr. Dana Marstickson during a post-cabinet press briefing at Jamaica House on Wednesday. That's 107 less families mourning their children. When the numbers were going up, you were all exclaiming, and rightly so. And as the numbers go down, we have to celebrate it. 14 of the 19 police divisions across the island reported a fall off in killing, including St. James, which recorded 16 murders between January 1 and April 5th, from a 61% decline. Kingston Eastern, another police division with a history of violent crimes, recorded 6 murders over the same period, for a 66% decline. St. Mary and Portland, two of the parishes traditionally regarded as the safest parish in the country, were among 4 police divisions that saw no murder increase. 8 killings were recorded by the St. Mary Police, 2 more from the corresponding period last year, while Portland saw its murder tally ballooned from 2 to 8 over the 3-month period. Darrell Voss, Member of Parliament for Portland Western, said the increased murder toll in the parish is concerning, particularly the types of incidents, the drive-by shooting, and the fact that most of them, not all, are being identified as persons outside the parish is of grave concern to me. I've been there for 17 years, and this has never happened, stated Voss, who was also speaking during the post-cabinet press briefing. If something we are not accustomed to, Portland is not and will not be the safest haven for criminals, whether importees or deportees. Voss said He has been discussing this with the Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Strang, and the Police Commissioner, Dr. Kevin Blake, about the issues and disclose that both men are scheduled to visit the parish on Friday. To subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.